Hi and welcome to this screencast. Today I'm going to tell you about if statements, how you can get your computer to run different parts of your code depending on some condition. I'm going to talk about comparison operators, how you can test whether something is equal, less than, greater than, not equal, and so on. And finally, how you can use logical operators, that's and or and not, to combine different expressions. If you want your computer program to make a decision based on the value of some variable, you can use an if statement. So let's say I have a variable called x, and let's say it has the value 5. Now I can use an if statement to make a decision based on the value of x. So I can type, for example, if x is equal to 7, which it is not. But if it were, I would do one thing. For example, I could display something on the screen. I could display the string yes. Now if it is not equal to 7, then I have the option of writing a statement that will be run otherwise. So I can type else, and then I could do something else down here. I could display no, for example. And to finalize the if statement, I have to type end. So this little expression will run, and it will test whether x is equal to 7. And if that's true, it will run this line of code. If it's not true, it will run this line of code. So if I run it now, I can see what happens. I'll just save it here as if statements.m. And now it runs, and the result is no, because x is not equal to 7. Now I can do these different tests here. I can check if things are equal, and notice I have two equal signs here. I'm not doing an assignment. I'm checking whether x is equal to 7, so that's two equal signs. But I could also check, for example, whether x is less than 7. If I run the code now, we get the result yes. So now it runs, it checks, is x less than 7? Yes, it is. So it will execute this line of code. It will never execute both this line and this line. It will always just execute one of them, depending on the condition up here. Now there's a lot of different ways that we can test here in this condition. So we've seen a test for equality and less than. We could also test greater than, less than or equal, greater than or equal. And finally we can test for not equal. So if I do it like this, is x not equal to 7? Well, that's actually true. So now my program will print out yes, x is not equal to 7. Now we can also make more complicated tests. For example, if we want to test two different things. For example, let's say we have x equal to 5 and y equals to 10. Now we can make a more complicated if statement. So we could say, for example, if x is equal to 7, or if y is equal to 10. Then we'll display yes, otherwise we'll display no. Just to make it a little bit more visually pleasing, I prefer to have parentheses here. And note here the or is two vertical lines. So now my statement says if x is equal to 7, well it is not, or y is equal to 10, well it is. Then it should run this line of code. Display yes, otherwise display no. So in this case it should display yes. I could also write and, so now x has to be equal to 7 and y has to be equal to 10. That is not true, so now my code will display no.